car, you want to be able to get in the corner as hard and aggressive as possible. So a lot of that brake split in the pads like we saw at the first race of the year at the Clash. So you want to be able to get into turn one right here over that bump and be able to drive the car down all the way to the yellow line on the brakes, because it's going to go up the racetrack. You heard him downshift right there in the middle of the corner. Actually, one gear too many. So into fourth gear down into turn 3, and it's going to have that natural up the racetrack diamond in the middle of it, but you want to be able to get your car to the yellow line on the entry and exit of the corner up to 5th gear. Straight line braking all the way down to that yellow line, right back to the throttle, just a little bit of throttle. You hear the car hitting the ground.
Yeah, the unique style of this racetrack with the dog leg on the front straightaway, straight on the back, obviously opens up that entry that you're talking about, turn 1, but it closes the entry on turn 3. Very challenging to connect both ends of this racetrack.
Yeah, and I want my car to be a little bit tight through the and through the center of the corner here. You want it to rotate as good as possible, but the drive just gets so bad off the corner and you start to get loose in. But you got to get in the corner in these cars under braking. If you're loose in under braking, you're in big trouble here.
I always look at this racetrack at that 5/8 and 3/4 mark. That was the point. Rolling back to the gas, the car needs to be pointed. You need to be able to have that straight drive off. As the tires wear off, if you're not straight and have that left rear down, you're in big trouble.
As we look at Ryan Blaney, it's interesting how shifting has just become part of the norm these days with these cars, with the sequential gearbox, with the gear rule that's in place from NASCAR. It's like, well, now you go almost everywhere expecting you're going to have to shift, 4 times a lap.
There was actually some talk about trying to figure out how to eliminate that somewhere, and I think this racetrack could be a good place to do it. Shifting, in my opinion, has always been a crutch. You miss the corner at least a little bit, you can downshift, the car rotates, it reacts to the throttle reaction up off, it fixes a lot of problems if you're tight, especially, right? So this track, if you could, if there was ever a track that would help, I think it would be this. Keep that thing locked in. If that thing won't roll and you're tight already, now you can't get back to the gas. Now it's sluggish because you don't have the affordability of being able to downshift. Might create some passing opportunities for cars.
Yeah, and it's just a racetrack. You have to be very disciplined to be able to be good at it. These lap times obviously are relevant today with qualifying, but really the long runs are what's going to be relevant to win this race. So it's a very disciplined racetrack.
Chris Buescher used to say, "I hate this place." Winning fixes a lot of that, and it did for him.
Yeah, Chris Buescher, you know, he's really a hidden gem. And the reason that I say that is he is a guy that is going to grind away and finish races. You're going to not notice him, and he's going to finish 8th like he did last week. And he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He does the little things right, but he's really good at making his race car better throughout the day by communicating through his crew.
Dependable.
Buescher up to 3rd on the speed chart, which is led by Kyle Larson. Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, I've been watching Kyle Larson in this 5 car, and he's been trying different things with the shifting that Kevin and Clint were just talking about. He's pretty much been staying in 5th gear through 1 and 2. He's been downshifting in 3 and 4. I know going back and watching one of the races last year on Into a Run, a lot of drivers stopped shifting because it was enhancing the spinning of the tires on the exit of the corner that you guys were talking about.
Yeah, and I would that wouldn't be my strategy. I would downshift into 1 and
be flopped. I agree.
Yeah, I would downshift into 1 just to get the car rotated so you could run it tighter, to be able to let the downshift do the work and not be so hard on that right front tire through the 1. And as I tell Keelan all the time, there's the throttle's on a hinge for a reason. You know, if it's spinning the tires, don't hit the throttle as hard.